Hi, I'm Diana Del Monte, animal communicator. I'd like to tell you about my new course. It's more like a talk about death and dying and the afterlife. And its intention is to support you on your own journey with your animals at the time of their death, and to answer questions that you may have, and to validate things that you might be feeling, and just to hopefully offer comfort. You know, when my animals died, we all know how devastating that can be. And, well, actually, when my mother died, and when one of my cats was tragically killed, I had a visitation. And I think this is what really got me more interested in the afterlife. Of course, having animals, having to go through the process of dying again and again and again because their lives are so short, has taught me a great deal. So these are some of the things that I want to share with you. And of course, there's absolutely no proof. I'm only sharing with you what I've gotten through my communication sessions with animals in spirit, with animals who are nearing death. One animal I had asked, "What are you doing now on the other side?" And I asked him if he was with his siblings. And he said, "No, I'm on a different level. I'm caretaking." And I said, "What are you taking care of?" And he said, "I'm herding sheep and I'm swimming in the ocean." As it turned out, this dog's favorite pastime, actually it wasn't a pastime, it was his job. It was what he did every week. The person would take him sheep herding. He was quite good at it, and it was something that he really, really enjoyed. You know, all animals need a job, a purpose in their life, just like we do. And this really served his purpose. This was his purpose. This was his job. And he also loved swimming at the ocean, and he did it often. Now, how would I have known that if I hadn't heard it from the animal in spirit? So this really is all about resonance. So much of what I'm receiving from the animal is what they did with the person when they were alive. One dog I had asked who greeted him on the other side. He showed me an image of a blonde-haired woman. He described her. I described the woman to the person. And she said, "You know, it sounds like the pet sitter." And it turned out her dog was sort of snarly, and he bit people, or he would snap at people. He would growl. People were afraid of him. He was a big pit bull. His pet sitter was not afraid of him. She was very bonded with him. She loved him. They had a really close relationship, and she had committed suicide. It really appeared that she was the one that greeted him when he passed over. So there's a lot of examples like this. And in this talk or course, there's 8 modules. And the first module is what animals want before they die, when they're nearing their transition. 4 things that you can do for your animal that will really help them and help you too. In the second module, we'll look at their last words and their last requests, because I usually get a message for each person, each member of the family. They have something to tell you, and they have requests. They have a bucket list, just like we do, things that they may want to do before they die. And sometimes there's nothing at all that they care to do. In part 2 to that module, the purpose the animal has in your life. What was their purpose? In the bigger picture. You know, every animal, as I said, has a job and a purpose, like getting the mail or barking at the mailman or herding sheep. But then there's a bigger picture on a soul level, like why they took birth to be with you in this lifetime. So we'll look at that. Module 3, we'll look at what they're doing now. What are they doing on the other side? Module 4, we'll look at signs that they give us to tell us that they're still here. I give examples of my own animals who have passed, and my clients have told me the signs that they've received that has convinced them that their animal is getting their attention and saying hello. In Module 5, we'll look at reincarnation. Do our animals come back? And how do we know that they may be here in another form? And we'll look at who they might have been in our past lives. Module 6, we'll look at the blessings that animals have left us after they've died. And sometimes when we're grieving, we don't see any blessings at all. But afterward, during the healing process, we begin to see the blessings through our grief and our sorrow. In Module 7, we'll look at euthanasia or natural death, pros, cons, when to decide, what to decide, how to know what to do. And for animals who are passing naturally, I've included a PDF, the 8 cycles or stages of death, to become more familiar with what's actually happening with the body from the Tibetan Buddhist perspective. And we'll do a Tibetan Buddhist breathing exercise, the practice of Tanglen, the practice of taking and giving, how to transform your suffering into compassion for yourself and for others. And you'll also get an instruction booklet for this practice of taking and giving. And the 8th module, we'll take a little look at karma and how that plays out in our life, how that may determine how we die, why things happen the way they do, and why there's never anyone to blame, and why there are no accidents or coincidences in the universe. And included in this talk is an MP3 recording that you can download, a guided meditation to help you deeply relax, to help you connect and communicate to your animal companion at this time, and to also help you to accept and surrender and let go. Cut those cords of attachment, yours and your animal companions, so that they could leave in peace when they're ready. The MP3 also includes a Reiki chant to bring in light for yourself and for your animal friend. So I hope that you enjoy these 8 modules, and I hope that they bring some comfort and lend some insight into your own experiences with death and dying. Thank you.